absolutely outstanding, and that's the kind of work that you need.
Brilliant exhibition of technique and temperament.
Spare a thought for the Windies Test team. They're young, they're inexperienced, and it was really hot in Rajkot.
Spare a thought for the fans who had tickets for day 4 and 5. Spare a thought for Sanjana Ganeshan, who's wearing the Windies colours. Excuse me, what is this?
It was unplanned, is all I'm going to say.
Please make it clear to your viewers that you're an India fan.
I am an India fan. This was unplanned, but you have to feel for West Indies. They came in, they were expecting great things, but it didn't quite go according to what they had in mind.
Right, but India were clinical, India were professional, and more importantly, well, let's just quickly break down India's biggest win in terms of innings and runs for you.
We are going to do this on Match Point today. First up, the big view.
He may only be 18, but boy, he's having a memorable 2018. Whoever thought Little Shaw was raw clearly didn't see Test debutant Prithvi Shaw.
Sir Jadeja's dream run continues with another performance worthy of an award. Team India's knight lived up to his name, be it in the field, with the ball or with his sword.
If you're Steve Smith, Kane Williamson or Joe Root, the time to look away is now. Virat adds another milestone to that infinite record book. You just sit and wonder how.
An uninspired outing with the bat and ball saw every chance of putting up a fight disappear. But it's forced us to ask, Windies, seriously, what's the plan here? One of the biggest stories from this match was Prithvi Shaw. I'm sure he had not imagined that he's going to come out, play such wonderful shots, score himself a shatak, put on a shandar performance, and then go shava, shava.
Done?
Yes.
The Prithvi Show.
Prithvi Shaw walking out.
The fact that he's taking the first ball also tells you the confidence.
I mean, first I was a bit nervous, but when I got in, I was like quite comfortable.
Glorious.
I was just trying to play my natural game, what I do in first class cricket and India.
Exuberance of youth. Beautiful. That's a good shot. Take 4 more.
I just kept on going. I was like not thinking about it. It's my first game.
Moves on to 97, Prithvi Shaw.
And what a moment. What a day for this young man.
ये 100 मैं डैड को देना चाहूँगा because काफ़ी sacrifices किया उन्होंने मेरे लिए.
It's a fairy tale beginning to a test match career, the stuff of childhood dreams realised.
You know what? It's pretty special if you're playing your first ever test match for India. Even more if you get 100 on it, and even more incredible if you're also the man of the match.
But speaking of what's special, this past 1 month has been extremely special for one man, Sir Ravindra Singh Jadeja. He's not only put on great performances one after the other through this past month, but he's done it in style.
About a month ago, Ravindra Jadeja was not playing limited overs cricket for India, was not the first choice spinner in the test team, and certainly had not done his sword moves in a while. But all this changed in a matter of days. Drafted into the 5th test, Jadeja came up with the goods with both bat and ball. Recalled in the Asia Cup, Jadeja grabbed the opportunity with both hands.
Again, he's asked a question, this time given.
And now playing a test at home in Rajkot, Jadeja did what has been expected of him for a while now. The only Indian to have scored 3 triple hundreds in first-class cricket, it's surprising that it took Jaddu 6 years since his debut to get his maiden test done.
First 100 for Ravindra Jadeja.
So long, like after 9 years of international cricket, I'm scoring my 100. So it's been a like special moment for me, and I'm very happy. Like whenever I was just reaching 70, 80s, I was just keep thinking about my 100 in the past. But unfortunately, I didn't get 100. But in this inning, like today, I got finally I got my first 100.
But Sir Jadeja isn't called Sir Jadeja for no reason. He's the full package entertainer. On the field, with the bat, and of course, with the ball. Jadeja performed with aplomb.
First delivery from Ravi Jadeja. Following up his fine, unbeaten century, he gets a wicket.
Right, so Sir Jadeja got his first ever test done. Prithvi Shaw got his first test done as well. But there's somebody who got his 24th test done. Yeah, we're talking about Captain Fearless Virat Kohli once again.
In terms of most centuries for India in Test, Virat Kohli has now gone past Virender Sehwag with 24 no less. Sachin Tendulkar of course leads that list with 51. And not just that, he's also the second fastest to 24 centuries in Test cricket, the fastest Indian, but second only to Sir Donald Bradman in the world. And in terms of scoring 1,000 or more runs in a calendar year in Test cricket, he's now joint third, only behind Matthew Hayden and Stephen Smith. 3 years and counting, 1,000 or more runs in a calendar year for Virat Kohli in Test cricket.
Joining Virat Kohli's century were two other Indian batsmen, Prithvi Shaw and Ravindra Singh Jadeja, who put up centuries. There were two more batsmen that scored 80-plus runs, and India put up a total of 649 runs in only the first innings.
That's right. Rishabh Pant and Cheteshwar Pujara were probably unlucky, but how unlucky was Devendra Bishu, man? More than 200 runs conceded as a bowler. It's not easy bowling in India, is it?
Now we know that our Indian batsmen are immensely talented, but there was one other reason that they were able to put up such a big total. What is that reason? It's on our big story. Well, our men in blue performed really well on field, but there were a set of Indian fans that performed really well off field. Where was that?
On their mobile phones, because they were busy on social media talking about the greatness of our Indian batsmen and the not so great performances of the hapless Windies.
I mean, first I was a bit nervous, but when I got in, I was like quite comfortable.
One little wonder, one terrific show. With every boundary, he seemed to grow.
Beautiful.
Showstopper Prithvi entertained every fan and fearlessly executed the batting plan.
And what a moment. What a day for this young man.
So easily completed his debut ton. Around the world, all hearts were won. Praises new and praises old. Shabash Prithvi, you were very bold. If Prithvi was the disciple, Sir Jadeja was the master. What a fantastic stroke play. No one else was faster. The Windies were deflated as India continued to bat. No matter what they did, their bowling fell flat. Not only batting, his fielding was brilliant too. One funny run out, no one had a clue. 100th win for India against a hapless Windies side. Next time they play, it will be for pride. Well, that was all the buzz from social media. But as always, fans and experts have questions that they'd like answered. And here on Matchpoint, we go that extra mile to ensure your questions are answered. How? On Counterpoint with Arjun Pandit.
It's time for Counterpoint on Matchpoint, where our experts are expected to be on point with regards to the Rajkot Test. I am flanked by Ian Bishop and Murli Karthik. Gentlemen, the game is pretty simple. There are 4 chits, meaning 4 questions with regards to the test that's just happened. You have to pick up the chit, give the answer in 30 seconds, and the other person, if you have a counter to it, sir, please give us a counter in 30 seconds. Who would like to go first?
Age before beauty.
Age before beauty. Oh, sir.
So do I read this out? Prithvi Shaw exudes, I suppose that's exudes, more confidence than Shikhar Dhawan as an opener. No, I don't. I think Shikhar Dhawan is a pretty confident guy. I'd have them at the same level because I've spoken to Prithvi and I've observed him at under 19. He's pretty confident as well.
Counter, sir?
No counter at all. I completely agree with what Dish says. We've seen the way Shikhar Dhawan has batted right through the years. It's just that any batsman can have a dip in form. And look, the way he came back in Asia Cup, no hangover, no scars from the Tour of England. So that tells you something about him.
Okay, next chat.
Which West Indies experienced batsman could have made do within Rajkot? It's a tough one to say, but from the given squad, I'm pretty sure possibly Holder, the captain Jason Holder in the middle would have made a big difference.
Sir.
Too many options of those still available batsmen. The one I'd say, Darren Bravo.
Sir, third check.
Would you rather bowl to Jadoo, the batsman, or take an extra run to Jadoo, the fielder? Given my run-out record, which my ratio is very, very high, I wouldn't be taking an extra run to Jadoo. He'd have me for breakfast, I think. But I'd relish the challenge of playing him on a pitch like this, which wasn't as fizzy as some of the Indian pitches that I've seen in times past.
Karthik the bowler versus Jadoo the batsman, or Karthik the batsman challenging Jadoo the fielder?
I would say I would rather bowl to him than try and take his arm on from anywhere. I think that's an easier option.
Final chit.
Who's getting more out of this test, India or West Indies? Look, that's a good one, because I'm pretty sure West Indies are sparring against a tough opponent, the number one team in the world. They've got their coach who's leaving them. So it's I'm pretty sure that it's West Indies who are taking more out of this test match.
You agree, sir?
I think it's pretty close. I think the West Indies will take a lot out of it. You look at someone like Powell and Chase getting back into form. The proof will be in the pudding, how they apply themselves in the next test match to see what they've learned from this one. That's key, but India have taken a lot.
Murli, Karthik, Ian Bishop, thank you so much for joining us on Counterpoint. It's back to you guys in the studio.
The hardest working presenter on Star Sports. Well done, brother. That was fun. But time for a short little breather on Match Point. But as we slip into a break, we leave you with this really intriguing, interesting, almost suicidal run out by Ravindra Jadeja of Hetmyer. What was he thinking?
Well, his heroics on field have been spoken about. There was that sword, but even more entertaining was this run out. Take a look at it and come back to Match Point after a short break. We'll see you on the other side.
That's how he plays. Oh dear, another one's going. Jadeja is just running towards the stumps. Somebody has to sacrifice the wicket. Oh dear.
Actually, they were like both batsmen were at the same end, so I was just thinking that okay, I can get it easily. Don't need to hurry or don't need to throw. So I was just walking, and suddenly I saw that he is running, and luckily I was standing close to the stump so that I can hit the stump easily. But that was funny, yeah. Yep. I was just walking towards the stump, and I knew that he might come, but I've not thought about that he try and run. But I knew that I need to keep going close to the stump, and I can hit easily like poppy throw, and finally, yeah, ball hit the stump.
Oh dear, they can laugh about it now. In the end, it was all a bit too close.
Welcome back to Match Point with Anant Tyagi and me, Sanjana Ganeshan. We are bringing to you all the excitement and action that took place in the first test match between India and the Windies.
She said excitement, it can't be for the Windies, but it's got to be for India. So here are the top moments from the first test match in Rajkot.
Appeal and has been given.
Got him.
Gone. Smart stumping by Rishabh Pant. Use of the feet, but deceived. Looked like the wrong on. Gone, it works. Through the rough. Gets the batsman to drive. Expression tells you that it wasn't his greatest delivery.
Boy, is that a wicket? Yes, it is. And it's a big one. And that's his five-wicket haul. First five-wicket haul in Test match cricket for Kuldeep Yadav.
He's gone for it. Mahindra and Shami picks up the single. Keeps running. Jumps in the air. First 100 for Ravindra Jadeja. Got a few 70s, 80s, 90 as well. Finally, a test match 100. And there he goes again. The second time ever in one innings that he's done that.
Driven gloriously. 1,000 runs in 2018 for Virat Kohli.
2017 was good, 2018 is even better. Magnificent achievement. He only gets better and better in achieving things.
Knocked him over, neck and crop. Mohammad Shami hits the stumps with a thud. A great sight for any fast bowler.
Yeah, what a stunning delivery. He mentioned that he's going to be there and thereabouts. He's going to bowl a probing spell. And that's exactly what he did. Driven on the up. And what a moment. What a day for this young man. Hands up. 15th Indian to get a century on debut. A proud moment for him. And an even prouder moment for all his teammates. Take a bow, Prithvi Shaw.
Right, enough about the test match. Now let's hear from our bloggers on Blogosphere.
Today on Blogosphere, we're talking about what can be done or could have been done to spice up this test series. And joining us on Blogosphere are Amay Tilak, Chief Sub-Editor, Deccan Chronicle, and Madhav Sharma, a blogger from India. I'll come to you first, Madhav. What, according to you, could have been done to make this match and this series a lot more interesting than it is or probably will turn out to be?
I feel this wasn't an opportunity lost to play a pink ball test or a 4-day test for the first time in India. If India are actually eager to test how a pink ball test would be received, it makes more sense that they played against a tougher opponent than West Indies. Not only will it be more competitive, it will also attract more interest from the people and bring in more money. If pink ball is the future, it needs the audience's support and it can be well received if the top 4 or 5 teams take on each other initially. Same is the case with the 4-day test, as we have already seen what happened when South Africa beat Zimbabwe in under 2 days in a 4-day game. If one must experiment with such things, it's better to have, let's say, India versus Australia or India versus New Zealand, India versus England or India versus South Africa in a test where, at least in India, when we are talking about 4-day or pink ball test. It will be financially more feasible and bring in more crowds.
Would you agree, Ameya? Would you think that a pink ball would have made it more exciting, or do you think a 4-day test match format would have been more interesting here?
The test match between India and Windies was a very one-sided test match. Arguably one of the most one-sided test matches we have seen in a long while. I feel there is nothing much BCCI could do here, because India cannot hamper their preparations, their structure, just to make one team look a little better. We have to prepare for the bigger series. India will soon tour Australia, and the likes of Prithvi Shaw, who played a brilliant innings and scored 100 on debut. Likes of Rishabh Pant and other youngsters in the team, they also need some time in the middle. I think Indies need to improve their game, they need to lift their game, and there is nothing much that BCCI can do here.
Well, some really interesting points there, Ameya. But thank you so much for joining us on Blogosphere, Amay and Madhav. We hope to see you back on Matchpoint very, very soon.
So a test match that got over in just 3 days, but Team India, well done once again. The next test match is of course in Hyderabad, and the action begins on the 12th of October, 8:30 AM on your television screens and mobiles on Nerolac Cricket Live.
And as soon as that match is over, we will come back to you with a brand new episode of Matchpoint. So be sure not to miss that one. Till then, keep watching the Star Sports Network and take care.
Back in the day, during the IPL season of 2008, which is the first season, I was obviously drafted into RCB, and I saw all these big players and the opportunity to play with them, and I got carried away with that I wanted to hang out with them. 2014, that tour of England, where I went in with a lot of expectations of myself again, failed horribly, miserably, and that made me realize a lot of things that made me realize that I need to enjoy the sport. I just believed, I just went out there and my body just started reacting to what I was convinced in my head already. So I understood the importance of visualization then. That if you can convince yourself to an extent that this is going to happen, things actually start happening like that.
Absolutely outstanding, and that's the kind of work that you need. Brilliant exhibition of technique and temperament.